two seeds have advanced here to the NCAA Finals at 141. Eirerman does a little somersault, comes out, jumps up in the air a few times, and we are underway here at 141 pounds. Eirerman jukes a shot, gets Lee reacting here. Now Nick Lee trying to tie up on Eirerman. Looking to get in on that right side. Eirerman trying to line up a double leg. Lee sprawling back. Eirerman tries to throw him by. Lee tries to get in on the right leg. Eirerman dances away. A little shuffle here by Eirerman now. Lee pulls back up on the head. Now hand fighting on the right side of Lee, left side of Eirerman. Both wrestlers trying to set a fast pace. Both these guys like to get out after it. Eirerman very dangerous. He is a pinner. And he is a threat at any time, no matter what the score is. Again, Eirerman getting Nick Lee to react here to some feigned shots. Lee gets in on that left ankle, but loses it as Eirerman kicks free. Now Lee trying to line up a single leg, gets in on the right leg of Eirerman. Eirerman trying to circle in here, and they'll go off the right edge of the mat. Still neutral and scoreless. 1:53 left to wrestle here in the first period. Back in the center, both wrestlers tying up. It's Eirerman shooting in on the legs. Now Lee gets in on a single leg, trying to drive through to a double. He's got both legs, no takedown as Eirerman gets the left leg free and drives in on Lee. He gets put on his tuchus as they go off the far edge. Back in the center, 1:35 left to wrestle now as, again, they tie up. Boy, both these wrestlers very active here in this opening period. Midway through, we have no score, but it has been not for a lack of effort. And, again, it has been a torrid pace here, which we're used to seeing really from both these guys. They both like to wear out their opponent, and I don't know that either of these guys can get worn out. And they both get tired. You can't wrestle at this pace and not get tired, but both have an incredible drive and ability to work their way through the fatigue as Nick Lee tries to work back in here on Eirerman. Eirerman, again, kind of jukes those shots. A little foot trip attempt here by Nick Lee. Lee now pulling in on the head of Eirerman. Eirerman gets that right hand off of his head. Lee tying up on the left wrist here of Eirerman, trying to drop in on that right leg. Eirerman able to block him off. Both wrestlers circling to the left. And now Eirerman lines up a beautiful attack here on the legs. Got in on a double, now switches to a single. He has the left leg of Lee trying to step behind here on the far edge. Lee pushing down on the head. Eirerman trying to trip him to the mat. Lee with a whizzer now comes out in front and gets his hips back, and off the edge they go with 12 seconds left. We're still scoreless and neutral here at 141. Boy, has this been a battle in the opening period. Very entertaining wrestling, although no points to show for it just yet. Go to the second period with no score here between Nick Lee and Jaydin Eirerman. Eirerman will choose bottom to start the second period. Nick Lee will set up on the right elbow. Get a caution here on Lee. First caution. Lee trying to maintain control, but Eirerman is up and now out for the escape. Jaydin Eirerman takes a 1-0 lead here for the Hawkeyes. Lee and Eirerman right in the center of the mat. Lee circling from right to left now. Again, Eirerman kind of jukes a shot here, pulling in on the hands of Lee for a moment. Lee drops to his right knee. Eirerman now Gets back in on that right leg, and he's in deep. Gets his right hand behind the back of Lee. Lee with the whizzer trying to hit back in. Eirerman is in deep here on that left side of Lee. Lee trying to square up with him. They keep battling here. Lee trying to step in and possibly throw Eirerman. Now they come back up ear to ear. Boy, this has been just fantastic wrestling here in the finals at 141. Under a minute remaining in period 2. It's a 1-0 lead for Jaydin Eirerman of Iowa. Nick Lee pulls in here on the head of Eirerman, tying up on the left wrist. Lee trying to get in on that right leg, can't find it. Both wrestlers again working for a shot here. Again, Eirerman kind of jukes a shot. Trying to pull in on the head here now is Nick Lee as he grabs the chin of Eirerman as well. Now Lee shooting in on the legs. Eirerman tries to throw him by. Both wrestlers on the upper left edge of the mat as we see it here. At the Enterprise Center in St. Louis. The two wrestlers will tie up with 10 seconds left here in period 2. Ear to ear, Lee tries to shoot in. Eirerman walks him off, and the second period will end. We'll go to the third with Eirerman of Iowa leading 1-0. Nick Lee will have the choice to start the third, and Lee will take neutral. Eirerman is very good on top, and Nick Lee knows it. And he'll take his chances trying to get a takedown here. Lee is in on a head outside single. He's trying to drive through. He gets the takedown, and Nick Lee takes a 2-1 lead. Lee now hooks the right leg and goes to work out on the right side. 1:40 left to wrestle here in the third. Lee with a 1-on-1 on that right wrist. Eirerman trying to roll through and grab the left ankle here of Lee. Lee gets the ankle free and comes out behind Eirerman. Here comes Eirerman to his feet. Lee locks in around the midsection. Eirerman battles out for the escape. This bout is tied at 2. 1:23 left to wrestle here in period 3. Lee trying to get back in on the legs, driving in here on Eirerman as they go off the edge of the mat. We have 1 minute, 12 seconds left here in the third. It's tied at 2. Lee is in the center and waiting. Eirerman is really slow to walk back here. I mean, it's a Sunday stroll for Eirerman to get back to the center of the mat. Lee trying to push the pace some more here, pulling in on the head of Eirerman. 1 minute left to wrestle here in the third. Lee snaps out on the head, tries to get in on that right leg, and Eirerman blocks him off. Lee tying up on the right wrist. And we get the action stopped here. The headgear of Lee comes undone, potentially dangerous call. And now Eirerman is going to take a moment and adjust his socks, and the fans don't like it. They want to see the wrestling here. 50 seconds left in the third. Eirerman is tired. You can see it. He's backing up. He's looking at the official because he's not happy that Nick Lee is touching his head and altering his headgear a bit here. Lee pulling in now on the right side with that collar tie. Lee trying to get back in on the legs. He's in on the right leg of Eirerman, trying to pull in on that right leg at the edge of the mat. Lee is in deep, trying to reach across now. Eirerman pulls him off the edge. Man, no stall call there. If it was Robin Bravo Young and not Eirerman, it feels like there would have been a stall call there. 23 seconds left in the third. It's a 2-2 bout. It feels like it's Nick Lee that is on the attack here, and that Eirerman is trying to save up for one big shot. Eirerman tries to shoot in on the left leg. Here comes Lee. He's got the right leg in the air. 5 seconds left. Lee trying to get the single leg takedown to win it, and he's not going to get it here as the period ends. We go to sudden victory, tied at 2. And Eirerman is going to lay on his back here for a second, talk to Tom Brands for a moment. Nick Lee is in the middle of the mat waiting for him to come back to the center and start the sudden victory period. I mean, Eirerman is exhausted here. Now, whether or not Lee can capitalize, that remains to be seen. But Lee has Eirerman tired out. There's no question about that. And he gets in here, does Lee on that right leg, tries to get an inside trip, takedown, Nick Lee! The Nittany Lions have won back-to-back sudden victory decisions to capture national titles in the first 2 bouts here in the finals tonight. Nick Lee wins it 4-2. And the Nittany Lions are 2 for 2 here in the finals. Oh, Nick Lee hit a beautiful inside trip. Vincenzo Joseph would be proud.
Elbow post there. Over and under, but the drive through, because he caught under the knee and drove through the hips. Nick Lee did for that takedown. Jim?
Good look at this inside trip here. He was able to post on him, and then comes back, caught the Riddler trying to push him off the mat right there, Jaydin Eirerman, and you could sense things, excitement here by the Penn State crew.
Quince with Nick.
Coaching staff just taking a look at Nick. Nick, congratulations, first of all. It looked like you wore him down. It looked like you had the gas. What did you sense out there?
I was tired, but that's just the nature of wrestling. You get tired, and at the end of the day, you just gotta keep fighting.
What's this mean for you?
Well, it means I won this year, but we'll go on to the next year and see what happens.
That's all we got? You're moving on already?
Monday or Sunday, Chopley carry water.
Congratulations, enjoy it.
Thank you.
Champions execute when they're tired, Mike.
Well, we've heard it from Nick Saban after winning championships. He's out recruiting the next day for Penn State. As we heard a couple years ago, this is just what they do. RBY got it started, and Nick Lee, after a couple of fifth-place finishes,